This is the chance to learn, let's brighten the day. With you the journey will continue. Yes, to education, we are reaching to you. We'll be on your way, we know we can help you learn. Yes, we can, we reach high, we hit big, we believe. Que junto puede, para con ellos sambuangueños. Yes, with you we'll continue. Let's say yes to education. Que junto puede, para con ellos sambuangueños. Yes, we can reach high, dream big, we believe. Que junto puede, para con ellos sambuangueños. Yes, with you we'll continue. Let's say yes to education. Que junto puede, para con el sambuangueños. The long roads, the mountains high, the challenging seas will reach out to you. We'll do it, we'll bring it, we'll guide you on your way. Yes, we can, we reach high, dream big, we believe. Que junto puede, para con el sambuangueños. Yes, with you we'll continue. Let's say yes to education. Que junto puede, para con el sambuangueños. Que junto puede, para con el sambuangueños.
All right. Good morning to our personnel, specifically our ICT coordinators, and of course, our school property custodian of Zamboanga City Division. To start with, before we're going to formally start our session, I would like to say, Parwailan, ha, sandali. Okay, so you were called for today because we are going to have a clarificatory meeting regarding the delivery, distribution, and the registration of the SIM cards for the provision of the connectivity load, which was actually a memorandum coming from our Central ICTS Service of Central Office under the office of our uh, Office of the Undersecretary for Administration, that is Sir Alain Pasqua. So this is actually the memorandum number 0007210060. But before that, I would like to acknowledge the presence of our uh, I would like to say welcome to our schools division superintendent, Sir Roy C. Tubalia, and of course our assistant schools division superintendent, Sir J. Monte Alto. And of course, with us today is our chief of the school's governance and operations division, Sir Rosalio B. Conturno Jr. And of course, we have with us is our OIC for Asset and Management Unit of the SDO Zamboanga, Ma'am Marnie Ampatin. Okay, we would like also to acknowledge the presence of our technical team who are with us for these sessions. We are expecting you at least around 500 of us because if you're going to invite the two ICTs of the schools, ICT coordinators of the schools, and plus our school property custodian regarding this very huge project of the DepEd to provide connectivity to our teaching and non-teaching personnel. So to formally start, may I invite everyone to offer a moment of silence. We are going to invite the presence of our Almighty in an audio-visual presentation.
Dear God, thank you for the opportunity to meet together. Please help us to come together to make this institution reflect your kingdom. Breathe life into our ideas and decisions. Help us build a team that has love and respect at its heart. Give us the strength to continue working for your kingdom in this time of pandemic. Lord, come give us the inspiration to be the best we can be. May we be a shining example of your goodness and truth within, wherever we are. Inspire our thoughts, discussions, and ideas, and continue to remind us that all that we do here today, all that we accomplish, is for the pursuit of truth for the greater glory of you. We ask these things in your name. Amen.
Okay. So at this point in time, let us call in our Chief of Schools Governance and Operations Division, Dr. Rosalio B. Conturno Jr., for a welcome.
Okay, thank you very much, Ma'am Bebang Kulong, for this opportunity to at least welcome our participants for this clarificatory meeting on the delivery and of course registration of these SIM cards. So I was made to understand that the participants of this meeting are actually the ICT coordinators and the property custodian. So maybe you're already oriented of why you are invited to this meeting, because we wanted to clarify things, particularly on the utilization, registration, and even the delivery of these SIM cards. You know, this is a very huge and laudable projects of the Department of Education, particularly the office of our Undersecretary for Administration, Yusek Alin Pasqua. Actually, this is intended for all our teachers, teaching and non-teaching personnel, I should say, because with regards to the experiences that we are actually facing nowadays, the communication is very much important. Why I should say important? Because we were even instructed by our superintendent that we should always have an active communication with our parents during and in time of our instructional delivery. So this communication that are afforded to us is actually to ensure that there should not, or we should not hamper our delivery of services to our learners or our parents or our clients amidst this COVID-19 pandemic. So we are still not certain as to the delivery of instructional services this coming school year 2021-2022, but I am still certain that it will again be in a distant modular instructional delivery, where we also need uh, our teachers to constantly communicate our parents, especially in the distribution of these modules. So with the assistance given to us by central office, this is actually a communication assistance where our teachers will actually use, so that they would definitely be communication to establish from the school to our parents. So we have about 1 million of teachers nationwide, and all of our teachers will be given this load or SIM card load. So it's actually a smart communication. Actually, it's the central office who procured this one. This is a huge budget budget, and it is intended for all our teachers uh, who are actually in the Department of Education. So we are thanking our department. Of course, at least we will not be shelling out our own personal money just to constantly communicate our learners or our parents. But of course, with this assistance, this would actually help a lot. This will help a lot for all our teachers, and of course, to include our non-teaching personnel. So without much further ado, because I know the real meat of our orientation will be given by our division ICT, Mambebang, who is actually the right person who will definitely give you the clarifications of how to enroll or how to register or how to deliver this SIM card. Particular the process of doing that will definitely be given by our division ICT. Of course, it will also be translated to all our teachers in the field, because not all our teachers are attending today, but of course it's the property custodian and the ICT who are in attendance. So they are in turn given the task to also inform our teachers on how to register, on how to make especially in the delivery of these things, the utilization of the SIM card. With that, on behalf of our Schools Division Superintendent, Sir Roy Tubalia, and of course our Assistant Superintendent, Sir Jay Monte Alto, it's my honor and privilege to welcome all of you today in this orientation. And I hope, and I would request that you should have an undivided attention, and let's always focus our attentions to the process of this orientation, because it's only there that we can say that we acquired a lot of information when we pay closer attentions to the one who will be facilitating this orientation. Thank you very much, and mabuhay po tayong lahat. And I would always say, Kre, hunto-hunto, pwede. Nuway ko sa imposible. Thank you very much, and God bless everyone.
Okay, thank you very much, Sir June. Okay, so you know already the objective of why we were called today, because basically we have problems last week. So regarding the the downloading of this memorandum coming from the central office. So medyo nagkaroon ng conflict regarding the memorandum issued. So this time we are here to clarify on some issues. But before I'm going to start the clarification, so may I introduce first another person who will be helping us out with this distribution of the SIM cards. I would like to introduce our officer in charge for the Asset and Management Unit of the Schools Division Office, Ma'am Marnie Ampatin. So later on, si Ma'am Marnie, magbibigay lang siya ng instructions sa ating mga sa ating mga schools property custodian on how to go about, especially on the retrieval of the SIM cards in the division office. So Ma'am Marnie, can you please ayan, pakita muna yung ating mga beauty dyan. Okay,
Hi,
para
good
makapala ng
morning.
ating mga school property custodian. So this is Marnie Ampatin, our officer in charge for the asset management unit.
Good
Okay, so thank you very
morning.
much. Okay, now, so before I'm going to formally start with our orientation, so I would like to invite everyone. Pa-shout out naman, ang dami ng ating viewers. So we are already, how many mic na tayo? 244 teaching force and non-teaching and teaching force of our schools division office of Zamboanga City. So if you have some questions later, we will be addressing questions because we are going to allot time for clarification in the open forum. So you may just please write your question in our YouTube's chat box. Kaya ipopost na lang natin mamaya ang ating questions so that we can answer it one by one. So if I am going to start with the sessions, kung may mga questions tayo, just hold on and then just put your questions later on. Okay, so I guess we are going to start now. So Mike, I will be sharing my screen. Okay. Wait. Okay. So can you see now my screen? Okay, yes. So first and foremost, I would like to go back for the first memorandum issued. That was July 1, Memorandum 7210015 on the guidelines on the delivery, distribution, and registration of SIM cards for the provision of the connectivity load. So isa-isahin natin ha para mas clear kasi meron kasing mga nag-a-ask ng questions sa amin sa division office na very clear naman sa memorandum ay tinatanong pa, no? At let us be clarified then, no? So let me read in toto kung ano talaga yung nasa memorandum. Okay, to ensure ease and communication and unhampered delivery of the services in the midst of COVID-19 pandemic, the Department of Education procured the smart communication SIM cards and connectivity load for all of its teaching and non-teaching personnel. That's another first point, no? First point is smart communication SIM cards. Next is connectivity load. The third is teaching and non-teaching personnel. Okay, in this regard, the Office of the Undersecretary for Administration, or do we call them the OUA, through the ICTS or Information Communication Technology Service under the TID or the Infrastructure Division, issues the following guidelines on the delivery, distribution, and registration of the SIM cards for the provision of connectivity load. Okay, sino yung mga officers and offices involved or responsible for the releasing of the cards? We have the Asset Management Division, which is from the central office personnel, and then the Regional Supply Officer, which is in Pagadian, and then the Division Supply Officer, okay, which is in the office of the SDO, that is then in charge of si Ma'am Marnie, and then the school property custodian who will be responsible for picking up the SIM cards at the office. So another point to consider, is the school's division office supply officer, and then the school property custodian. Basically the role they are the ones to pick up the SIM card at the at the SDO. Meron kasi pumunta na last week doon, kahit teacher sila, kinukuha na daw ang kanilang SIM card kasi nga daw nasa calendar doon na they are the ones who created their own schedule. Okay, we will answer on that issue later. Okay, and then school property custodian. So itong ating school property custodian are the designated school personnel. Okay, so siya yung magkukuha. So meron din kasi, there are cases in some schools, especially the small ones, yung school property custodian, may slash siyang ICT coordinator. So pwede naman yon, no problem with that. Okay? Number 2, next, permanent, contractual, and local government unit paid personnel who are working in DepEd schools and offices are allowed to receive SIM cards. Okay, may nagtanong na naman sa akin, ma'am, yung mga LGU natin, yung mga local school board ba ma'am kasali? Okay, then obvious you get na number 2 paragraph. Okay, local paid. Okay, so the next, so locally paid are also included, no? Okay. Next, SIM cards shall be delivered to the regional office and SDOs between July 5 to 16. Okay? July 5 to 16. So, klaro. Cheniya ka na mo niya the last week. Naman deliver pa lang. Okay? Next, the identified issuing authority should release the SIM cards to all teaching and non-teaching personnel on July 23 pa po. Okay. So far ngayon, 19 pa lang tayo. Okay, so dapat wala pa pong nangungulit sa amin kukunin yung mga SIM card. Kasi actually, the truth is, wala pa po yung SIM card sa division office. So, klaro. So, I have called the regional office kung andyan na. Until up to date, they are still waiting for the SIM card. So the regional office are waiting, and then pag na-receive na ni regional office, saka pa ibibigay sa division. So hold on and be strong. So pag hindi pa dumating sa 23, don't you worry kasi maybe meron lang problema along the way, no? Yung sa logistics, minsan nahirapan silang ipapasok yung mga content because there are some areas na nagla-lockdown. Okay, next. Number 5, the supply officers and the school property custodians shall register all the SIM cards through this. But then there is another addendum that was sent in July 9, so I will be showing to you regarding paragraph 5. So in short, dito sa paragraph 5, in the first memorandum, sinabi na yung school officer, supply officers and the property custodian will be the one to register. But next, meron silang sinend na memorandum na kayo na po individually, the teachers, sino talaga yung, let's say, sino yung mga teacher talaga isa-isa, personally will be the one to register using this depedconnect.com.ph. Okay? Then, all SIM cards will be activated with an initial 34 gig load on June 30. I think this is not June 30. This is July 30. So, which will be usable for 1 year. Okay? SIM cards which are not registered on the website will not be loaded for the second month. Kaya importante po na i-register natin yan. Okay, you just wait. We are going to have another guidelines. So additional guidelines will be released for the provision of connectivity load in the succeeding months. Okay? The release of SIM cards, binigay nila kung paano yung flow or the procedures on how to allocate per region. And then, if there will be problems later on regarding your SIM cards, kunyari hindi na-register, minsan hindi nakakonect, minsan walang load or whatsoever, do not forget to at least get this email address, depedcare@deped.gov.ph. This will serve as your help desk or communication channel for the load recipients. If ever you would like to have some uh, questions or assistance kung ano nangyari sa inyong mga cards. So there are times hindi natin ma-foresee, possible, baka magkakaroon tayo ng mga problema later on. So do not forget this email, which is deped@deped.gov.ph. Okay. Next, all SIM cards that are not distributed to school and STO personnel by the end of July should be returned to our Division Supply Officer for appropriate accounting. The same applies also to the regional supply for RO kasi ibabalik din namin sa RO yan. Okay, so ito yung flow. Nakita nyo naman yung memorandum na to, no? So from the central office, this will be given to our supply officer and then supplied to the property custodian together with the property custodian and the ICT coordinator, because the ICT coordinator will actually register the SIM number para automatically by the next month, mabigyan kayo ng net load. So, ito yung ating mga DepEd teachers. Sample kasi dito DepEd teachers, but all personnel. Now, I would like to ask the attention of our school property custodian. You are going to prepare this Annex B form, School Property SIM Card Distribution Monitoring Report. So which is also, you can download this in our, yung sa memo natin. So siguro Ma'am Marnie can have a soft copy of this one para hindi na tayo mahirapan in terms of consolidation later. So mabilis lang naman to siya. So you have to identify your school, the school address, your school ID, the division, the region, and of course your the signature of our printed name. Ito, aside from the soft copy, magbibigay kayo ng hard copy for Ma'am Marnie para ma-monitor natin yung SIM card distributions for each of employees. So what will happen later on, i-explain ni Ma'am Marnie na yung regarding sa ating mga property custodian, kung paano yung mode of getting the SIM cards if the SIM cards will already be here. Anyway, we will be announcing. Okay, let me go back now to the addendum. Pagkatapos ng releasing of the first memorandum, there was an addendum of the memorandum that was issued last July 9, and it's numbered 721060. Addendum, okay, and correhendum siya on the guidelines on the delivery of and distribution of the SIM cards. This memorandum is supplementary to the recently disseminated communication, okay, which is the SIM card distribution. Please be informed that in the item number 5 in the said memorandum, that all recipients shall register on the link. So instead na supply officer and property custodian. So klaro ha? So kayo, do not rely on our supply officer or our property custodian to register the link. Register yung yung mga teachers. You are just going to encourage them to register. Kasi from this point, ito si central office, ida-download niya to sa amin yung kopya ng sino lang ang naka-register. Definitely, yung hindi naka-register will not be given the SIM cards. So we are encouraging all personnel, okay, teaching and non-teaching, to register to this depedconnect.com.ph. So we have already, medyo may problema to si depedconnect.com.ph, no? So nandyan si employee number. So may mga question, ma'am, chinek kasi, the same question that we are asking, meron kasing employee number na magkapareho. So I would suggest, lagyan nyo na lang ng 0 sa harap or 0 sa last. Okay, please assist our teachers. Okay, so from the position also, fill in up everything here, no? From the position, pag sa non-teaching, wala tayong mga non-teaching, wala silang position. So just leave na lang, ilagay lang sila non-teaching na lang, okay? So then work phone number, then personal phone number. Kung work, okay, ilagay nyo yan. Then gender, lahat, ilagay nyo lahat dyan. So work email, tsaka yung personal. So ito yung ating DepEd email account. So kung none, okay, wag na lang muna. So some of our teachers wala. So yung mga wala, please ask that, no? Then dito, name of school, region, division, school address, please do not forget to fill that out. Okay. So dito naman, dati kasi meron tong asterisk na hindi tayo nakaka-proceed. So pwede, no? Hindi ako makapag-next siguro kasi ano. Okay, so I'll try na lang ha, sandali. Okay. Siguro alam na yan ng mga teacher, no? Sino pa ba yung mga hindi pa naka-try na may mga problema? Okay. Okay. It's just a sample lang natin. Okay, I hope. Okay. Check ko kasi dati hindi talaga may mga hindi gumagana. Okay. Okay. Okay na lang. Okay. So, in this case, baka magtatanong yung mga SDO. So, wala kaming school ID number. So, maybe we can have that our, employee. Pero the school, kung may mga non-teaching personnel tayo sa school, so definitely the school, yung name of school. So, in our field here, katulad kami, division office, example lang, ilalagay ko lang. So, you just put that. Pero sa inyo sa schools, wala kayong problema. Okay? Region 9. Division, Zamboanga City. Okay, so this is just fictitious. So in this case, wala. Mag-next lang ako kasi I'm not teaching. So ito dito tayo nagkaroon ng medyo may problema. Kasi yung iba, you have the leeway talaga to choose. So andito lang kasi. So mag-i-start siya ng 20. So naka-close na to. So dito sa dapat siya papasok. So magpi-pick up tayo kunyari sa 23 in the morning. Pero sa totoo lang, I do not know if this really would be, ma-follow ba to? Okay, have you been vaccinated? Yes. Ano yung klase ng vaccine? Ano ba yung vaccine ko dito? Lagay ko na lang Sinovac, then next, example. Okay, to maintain the health safety protocols, please wear face mask and face shield upon claiming your SIM cards, and please be reminded to bring the following. So 2 valid IDs, 1 DepEd or any government ID, and then your ball pen or your own ball pen and the own screenshot of your QR code. And the start of the pickup is July 19, but definitely itong July 19 sa NCR to. Pagdating sa atin sa 23 pa mag-start, but hopefully darating siya ng before 23. So me and Marnie are really keeping track on that, pero si regional office until now wala pa rin sa kanya. Okay, but then anyway, i-forward naman natin sa ating school ICT school property custodian. So doon nyo na lang siguro kukunin para hindi na kayo mahirapan. Okay, then you just agree the policy, but I will not submit this. Okay, then you just submit that, automatically my QR code na lalabas. So you just have to screenshot the QR code or print the QR code maybe so that you can show that to our school property custodian. So that is how we are going to register. Now, lahat naman na naka-register ngayon, yung central office will be downloading us the list of those who were able to register. So we are going now to verify it according to the list of our property custodian. So, ang mangyayari, okay, I will now be giving, before ko isasagutin yung mga other questions, we will now give the floor to Ma'am Marnie to explain sa ating property custodian. So, I mean, ako na lang muna, Marn. So, i-clarify na lang later on ni Ma'am Marnie kung paano yung mode pagdating na sa division office. So, in this case, I would like to draw the attention of our school property custodian. Ito, okay? So aside from this list, once before si property custodian pupunta kay Ma'am Marnie sa division office, ang gagawin niya is the property custodian will bring the official list of warm bodies na naka-assign sa school nila. Bakit warm bodies? Kasi may mga question na lumabas, Ma'am, what about itong teacher is not from our school. Ito galing siya sa kabilang school na assign lang siya dito. Kumbaga, yung plantillan name niya is of the other school, pero nandito siya sa this school. So when we say warm bodies, kung sino ang nandyan sa inyo, ilalagay ninyo para hindi tayo magka-conflict. We will just be checking lahat, no? Including our contractual, including our non-teaching LGU contractual. So, si property custodian yan lahat. So, if ever your personnel is, let's say, yung teaching ninyo force is, let's say, 50 ang teaching force, tapos dalawa yung non-teaching, tapos meron kayo from the local school board na 3, so you have 55 employees. So, including na si principal plus 1, so meron kayong 56. So dapat ang warm bodies na nandyan na nakalista sa official list ninyo is 56, for example. Yun ang ibibigay ninyo kay Ma'am Marnie. Now, Ma'am Marnie now will be checking kung sino naman ang nakaregister online. So what if out of the 56 employees in your school, ang nagregister lang is 50? So 50 lang po ang ibibigay ni Ma'am Marnie na SIM cards, yung the list of the names who were successfully registered online. Kasi yun lang po ang merong allocation. Now, kaya nga sabi ko, hindi pa po nare-release ang ating SIM card. So I would like to encourage our school property custodian with the help of our school ICT coordinator to please encourage all our teachers to register. Now, ang tanong, Ma'am, yan register ya kami. Problema lang may di amo name na official list. You just wait because we will be getting another list kay baka nuay lang man update kasi baka late usted siya register. But then do not worry, you will still be given a card pero medyo late lang nga. Hindi siya magkasabay. So I hope this is clear. Baka liga na ora, talagang kita na radyo ha. Okay, next. Okay. Ngayon, ika-counter check or i-verify ni Ma'am Marnie. So, what will happen now? So, ibibigay na ni Ma'am Marnie, kunyari, from the 56, 50 lang ang naka-log in. So, ibibigay ni Marnie is only 50 SIM cards. So, anong gagawin ngayon ni property custodian? So dadalhin niya lahat yung SIM card sa school for distribution. So this Annex B form, gagamitin niya muna to, isusulat niya lahat yung mga names of the personnel na nandoon sa list, tsaka kunin niya yung SIM card number tapos ipapasign niya sa mga teachers or the personnel, teaching and the non-teaching personnel that they were really able to get the card or the SIM card. Now, what will the ICT coordinator do? The property custodian will then give a copy or soft copy of this monitoring report to the school ICT coordinator to forward me this information so that I can send this to central office for activation. Activation and verification for the next allocation of your load next month. So, in short, pag wala tayong verification or hindi na forward ni ICT coordinator sa akin, so ibig sabihin next month, kunyari, on the following month allocation, wala kayo kasi nga hindi nga na-verify yung card ninyo. So this is very important process. So I hope that you're going to take note. Again, I will repeat the process. Okay? School property custodian will give the official list of warm bodies. Yung mga nandyan talaga officially na nandyan nagre-report sa school ninyo. Pero kung andyan sa list ninyo pero wala naman sa report, hindi man nagre-report sa inyo dyan sa ibang school, please do not include them because the other school will be the one to report them. Klaro? Para walang redundancy of our data and walang conflict of our data. So after that, you are going to submit the list to Ma'am Marnie at the division office, which is Ma'am Marnie later on will be giving you instructions kung paano, anong date, or sinong quadrant ang maunang mag-submit para hindi tayo magka-crowd sa office. So si Ma'am Marnie, I will be giving her the floor later. So ngayon, si Ma'am Marnie, be-verify niya yung list ng official warm bodies against the list of the downloaded by the central office yung nag-register online. No, kung kompleto naman, so ibibigay dapat ni Ma'am Marnie lahat. Pero pag kulang, I mean, hindi lahat nag-register. So yung ano lang ang nag-register, yun lang ang ibibigay ni Ma'am Marnie. And then, the school property custodian then will go back to the school and make this distribution monitoring report and may assign the different numbers. Kung ako sa inyo, property custodian, kayo na ang maglagay si Talpulano A, let's say si teacher A, este addition number, para liga L, recibia lang resign, kisign niya lang le, no? Hindi niya limang pili ko sa card anyway, igual lang man si todo, no? Okay, para mas easy work. And then after that, you are going to, pag lahat na naka-receive, you're going to give a copy to Ma'am Marnie, but the soft copy will be given to the school ICT coordinator to also provide the ICTS service of the division. Sa akin yon, so that I will forward the list to the central office for those people na itong mga taong to, ito na yung kanilang SIM card and ready for activation and verified for the next loading of the next month. Okay. So, yun ang magiging proseso natin. So, okay, now I will give the floor to Ma'am Marnie.
Good morning, everyone. Before I will start, I would like to say thank you for those who participated this orientation this morning. So I will just share to you my presentation para medyo klaro lang din tayo kung paano yung distribution ng ating SIM cards. Klaro po ba, Sir Mike or Ma'am Jen?
Okay naman, Marn. Okay na.
Okay, thank you. So, Ma'am Jen already discussed to you the process of the registration and the entire process, the whole process of the distribution of the SIM cards. So, I just want to emphasize here kung ano yung detailed na gagawin ng property custodian pag dumating na yung SIM card natin from the central office. Okay. So it was already stated in the DepEd memorandum, but I just want to show you kung paano yung proseso. So from the central office, it will be delivered to SDO, and it will directly be delivered to the OIC supply officer through the schools division office, and the OIC supply officer will distribute it to the property custodian by school. So yan. So, after that, yung work naman ng property custodian sa school is to give or distribute the SIM card to the recipient. So who are the recipient? Yun yung diniscuss ni Ma'am Jen, the teaching personnel and the non-teaching personnel. So, as what Ma'am Jen discussed earlier doon sa Annex B, about the distribution monitoring report, which is this one, I have already prepared the soft copy. You can download it. I provided the link. I prepared it last night para mabigay sa inyo yung soft copy so that you can encode it directly after i-distribute yung SIM card na binigay ko sa inyo. So, with regards naman doon sa distribution, prior, I decided na gawin siyang by quadrant. But, ang, ang mangyayari kasi kung gagawin ko siyang by quadrant, as in sa AO quadrant ko siya ibigay, mahirap yung monitoring, lalo na pag hindi pa nakaka-receive yung ibang school. So, if may mga data na hihingiin ang central office na I want the name or I want the list of the schools na hindi pa naka-pick up or hindi pa nakakuha doon sa division office, mas madali kong mamamonitor agad kung sino-sino pa yung mga hindi pa nakakakuha ng SIM card sa division office. So, no problem with the soft copy of the distribution monitoring sheet kasi ibibigay ko na sa inyo. Isa-send ko na lang din sa group chat para meron kayong access nito. Just download it. Do not edit sa online. I-download nyo lang po siya. And then, with regards naman doon sa sinabi ni Ma'am Jen na magbibigay ng hard copy sa akin, yes, please give me the hard copy. So, yung diniscuss ni Ma'am Jen na prior sa pagbibigay or pag-distribute ng SIM card, magbibigay kayo sa akin ng list of the names of the school na warm bodies doon sa school ninyo, then imimit ko siya doon sa list na binigay ng central office na nag-register. So yun nga, yung mga hindi nakapag-register, yun yung hindi ko muna mabibigyan. But if yung mga naka-register na, mabibigyan po natin. Later on, I will just release a memorandum kung paano yung schedule date or pick-up date ng mga property custodian sa division office to avoid bulk number of teachers sa office natin and to minimize the exposure of COVID. So, most probably, pag dumating na, I will just prepare and ipopost ko lang din sa group chat and as well as sa ating DepEd tayo Facebook page para aware lahat kung kailan ibibigay yung SIM cards sa property custodian. So, I think that would be all. Later, we will just discuss your questions or clarifications kung paano yung proseso ng pagbibigay sa inyo ng SIM card. Thank you very much. Sir Mike, Jen.
So I hope that is clear for us. So later on, we will be acknowledging all the questions that you have. But before that, I would like to acknowledge our school principals who are also joining us here. So kailangan din nilang malaman din to, no? So I hope also those principals who are also not here, since ang importante naman din ngayon are our property custodian, please, property custodian and ICT coordinators, please, kayo na po ang magre-relay ng ating mga instructions. And anyway, it's very clear naman po sa ating memorandum of the central as well as the division. So we are now open for questions. So Sir Mike, we will be kindly have your chat. Okay. Oh, we have a question. Good morning, Sir Felix. So, ma'am, the school is providing load for teachers and school heads every month through MOE. Since we will be receiving the SIM card or the load from the central office, shall we continue or stop providing the load? That's a very good question. Yes, we have talked about this na. So far, wala pa naman siyang guidelines. But accordingly, meron na silang dinadraft na guidelines. So for the communication for the schools, pwede like the telephone sa school sa MOE siya. But in terms sa mga teachers during the seminars, kunyari, 'di ba, we usually provide because of the pandemic, nag-start na tayong mag-provide ng mga load. So they are still seeking, which is sa central office tinatanong, so basically mawawala na talaga siya kasi monthly meron na tayong mga loads. So I guess for me, if I'm going to answer that, they will not be provided anymore sa ating mga teachers because of this. So right after ma-activate na yung ating mga SIM, so there will be no reason for us to be provided with the load from the MOOE already, but we are still waiting for the memorandum para to confirm that. Okay. So heads up, definitely magkakaroon na po kayo ng, wala na po tayong kumbaga allocations of the loads, yung binibigay sa teacher kasi nga nandito na yung 34 gig monthly, malaki na to actually. Okay, your next question please. Next question, valid question, Sir Mike. Okay na po ba ang link for registration? Can we encourage the teachers? Yes, nakita nyo naman kanina, okay na siya. So last time kasi hindi, no? Kasi may mga conflict questions na kailangan mong i-answer na hindi naman dapat ma-answer. So I guess okay na siya ngayon. So kahapon do medyo may problema pa. But then okay na po. Please encourage the teachers. So please ensure 100% registration. Good morning. So, hi, Sir Ronico from Kuruan. Okay. Paano po yung wala pang employee number? Pwede po bang temporary number ang gagamitin? Okay, so I would suggest please put na lang po yung DepEd email natin muna. DepEd email natin. Try ninyo, pwede naman. Kasi hindi naman siya na humihingi ng number. If in case hindi, pwede nyo, pag humihingi talaga siya, pakilagay na lang po yung school ID number, ano yung next, so let's say 12-21-26-001 ba siya sa official list ng employees ninyo? So, ilagay nyo na lang po ganun. Temporary number may do. Yes po. Next, may question pa ba tayo, Sir Mike? Nakita ko kanina, hindi ko nabasa. Sorry for that. Sir Jeruin Mondido, good morning. Paano po yung mga teachers na walang akay? I guess that's already answered, Sir Mondido. Okay, so any other questions? Kung may mga questions pa, please post your questions in our chat box ng ating YouTube. We have here from Sir Jai Nasari. Good morning, Ma'am. Do we have a unified format for the master list form of warm bodies in the school? Okay, Sir, Ma'am Marnie, meron ba tayong unified format of the list on how we're going to submit the warm bodies of the school, please? Ma'am Marnie?
So far po, wala naman tayong unified format. You just enumerate all the names of the warm bodies in your school. Kasi ang importante kasi is yung school monitoring natin, na which I have already provided to you. Kasi ibabangga ko lang naman siya doon sa list ng mga registered na nag-register doon sa link natin. But I will request po kung pwede sana, para mas madali ko siyang ibabangga din sa per school, pwede ba ako makahingi ng soft copy ng list of names ng per school, kahit i-Excel nyo na lang po, tapos i-send nyo na lang po sa messenger ko.
Marn?
Yes po.
May I suggest na lang, yung form na gagamitin natin, yun na lang din ang i-fill out siguro nila. Para hindi na
pwede din, ma'am. Pwede
para
din
one
po.
time na lang. Kasi anyway, same lang naman yung ano. Para
Yes,
i-ano na lang din nila. Ganun na lang siguro. Yung list ng soft copy na yun ang ibibigay nyo kay Ma'am Marnie.
Yes po. And then, ma'am, after nila i-identify, diba, ibibigay naman nila yun, ma'am, sa mga teachers with the SIM card number. Then, magbibigay sila ng copy sa ICT, yung soft copy. Pwede din ba ako makahingi nun ng soft copy lang din, para meron lang din akong copy dito sa office kung sino-sino.
Okay. Okay. So, si Ma'am Rose Ann Haloshos. Good morning, ma'am. About po sa registration. Yung co-teacher ko, ma'am, upon registration in use na daw po ang employee number. Yes po, actually, um, meron kasi mga doble. Yun kasi mga issue namin actually beforehand. Dati pa yan. Pwede ba daw yung birthday? Kung na-accept naman, di go na lang po tayo. Sige, anyway, hindi naman po importante si employee number muna para sa akin. Okay, I guess. I will be bringing your kwan to the central office kung pwede ba yung birth date. Problema kasi pag baka nagkapareho din naman ng mga birth date, no? Okay, sige. I'll take on with that. Retry kung ma-accept po. Good morning, ma'am. Property custodian ng Talabaan. Mike, pakipasok mo si Marnie, please, para dalawa kayo magsasagot. Taluksangay District, I am 5 months pregnant and working from home. Am I allowed to get the SIM card from the division considering, okay. So, okay, Marn, yung isang property custodian natin na possible hindi talaga siya makakalabas. So, pwede siya mag-designate na lang muna, no, to represent her.
Actually, ma'am, if in case na hindi ba pwede din naman po, the school head can assign someone in behalf sa properties custodian to get the SIM card sa division office. You just present yun nga yung mga valid IDs na hiningi doon sa link para pagkukunin nyo na po yung SIM card sa division office po.
Okay. So, I guess that's clear. So, ma'am, siguro makapagpa-assign na lang muna to represent you for that matter kasi delikado po kayo sa labas. Okay. So, next question.
Ma'am Jen?
Yes.
I have a question here. May nag-chat lang po. Yung SIM card po ba is for internet connectivity only or for calls and text messages din?
I cannot really answer you kumbaga kasi hindi ko rin pa siya nare-receive, but definitely parang meron siyang call. Meron siyang text and call for the limited lang. More or less, hindi siya talaga, pero basically more of internet connectivity talaga siya. So, but I cannot confirm you kung pwede siya sa voice. Definitely pwede siguro siya text, but for the voice, hindi ko po sure. So, I'll still have to contact kasi hindi rin nasasagot pa rin ng aming association or yung group namin kasi hindi din pa po sila nakapag-receive. So I will be confirming that maybe ngayon, today. So yun po. I already asked that already, palang wala talagang sumasagot sa akin. Oh, Sir Michael Enriquez, we already have existing number of SIM card. Okay, can we use it and register? How about the phone who will provide it for us? Because our phone is already occupied by our existing number. Hindi ko maintindihan ito. Sorry sir basta ang akin lang is, binigay lang talaga yung SIM card for the purpose na meron siyang internet connectivity. But as to the existing number of SIM card, that would serve as your personal card na lang siguro. But for official use in terms of internet connectivity, so I guess you will be using, it's up to you if you will be using it or not, but what's the point there is DepEd provided you with a connectivity load.
Yes. Ma'am Jen, may question din po. Alive teachers po ba kasali?
Alive, connected, Michael, alive sa DepEd tayo, no? Michael Lu, alive, DepEd, no? Alive teachers. Okay, hindi ako sure ha. I will be contacting central office regarding that. But pag sinabing connected, basta connected siya sa DepEd, meron. So, kung ako yung ipapa-assess, yes, meron sila. Okay, so meron sila. Pero hindi ko muna i-confirm, pero yun ang nandoon sa ating memorandum. Good morning, Ma'am Zen. Hi, Ma'am Satra. Mga hindi nakasave ang screenshot sa QR code po. Okay. Okay lang ba yun, ma'am? Kasi sige naman, wala namang problema if ever meron sa inyo hindi nyo na screenshot. Anyway, you will be getting that from your property custodian. Kilala naman po kayo ng inyong mga property custodian. So there's no problem for that. Ang importante lang po is kung nandoon ba yung pangalan ninyo sa central office. So doon lang natin i-verify. No problem yun, Ma'am Satra. Hi, Sir Raywil. Good morning po. Ibig sabihin, ma'am, 2 times kami mag-register ng DepEd Connect. First, yung verification, and the second is pagka-receive ng SIM card from. No. Only one lang po, sir. Registration lang po. Kami na po ang mag-verify. Kunyari, pag na-receive nyo na, let's say si Sir Raywil Modillas, ito yung kanyang SIM card number. So, i-upload na namin yon. So, magre-receive na lang po kayo ng activation directly from the card. Siyempre, ipapasok nyo sa inyong cellphone. Meron na siyang notices from our DepEd Cares. Meron na siyang notices sa inyo na sasabihin niya, your SIM card is activated. Kunyari, ganon. Okay. Tapos sa second month na po, lalabas na din po na sasabihin niya, you have been loaded with, ganon na yon. So, continuous na yon siya. Okay. Yes, sir, Ma'am Marnie.
With regards doon, Ma'am Jen, sa ating mga provisional teachers na for termination, ano yung iaano natin, Ma'am?
Okay. There's a question pala yung may mga senior high schools tayo subject for ending or end of contract, no? So, hindi mo na sila bibigyan unless otherwise marirenew yung kanilang contract. So, although maski naka-register sila, meron silang allocation, if and when hindi pa po nare-renew ang inyong mga work, so we will not issue you yet. But then you will have the moment you will be hired again. Okay. Ma'am Shan Atari Jahari, good morning. Do we include the teachers in annexes for the reporting of form bodies by school, or will annexes submit separate list on their own? Yes, Ma'am Marnie.
Separate list na lang po from every annexes. Kasi sa directory naman natin, you are already identified. Even though annexes kayo, nakadepend pa rin kayo sa mother school, pero identified na kayo as per school and annexes.
Okay, yes. Okay, separate na lang, ma'am.
Separate po.
Yeah. So, may mga questions pa ba? So, I guess wala na. So, meron pa. Okay. Si Sir Usman Noor. Good morning, ma'am. From Arena Blanco West. Yung mga ASATIDs volunteer po ba, Madaris? Kasali po ba? I will verify, sir, ha? I will verify. As long as nag-work po sa DepEd, kasi nilagay doon, contractual, pwede. So, syempre, kayo po, di ba? So, hindi ko lang din po alam si volunteer. So, I will ask Ma'am Sara to verify on that sa central office. Kung meron po, kung ako sa inyo po, ano na lang kayo, mag-register na lang din kayo para at least whether kung meron kayo or wala, at least na may listahan na kayo sa central office para at least ma-acknowledge naman na if ever kung wala kayo sa listahan, at least ma-acknowledge na meron para talagang nagre-register kasi meron talagang volunteer. So I am encouraging the ASATID volunteer to register. But as to that provision, I will still confirm with Ma'am Sara. Okay?
Ma'am Jen, with regards sa mga job orders sa schools, included din sila, right?
Yes, Marn. They are contractual service. Yes, they will be given.
Um,
Okay, good morning po ulit, ma'am. Okay, nawala. Sino yon? Si Ronico? Nasagot na ano na yan. Okay, so wala na ba? So, Marn, pakitake note si ASATIDs natin.
Yes po. Noted na po.
Okay. Kasi hindi yan na
So,
clear.
kung for verification from the central office, alive teachers included ba sa provision? And then the second question is, yung text and call, kasali ba doon sa ibibigay na or nakapackage na ba siya doon sa SIM card na ibibigay sa atin?
Jeneline Lape, good morning ma'am. Ask ko lang po kasi yung co-teacher ko nag-register, wrong spelling po kasi yung name na nalagay niya. Okay, sige. Basta i-verify na lang later on ni school ICT coordinator. I mean, school property custodian kung siya ba yon. Ano ba yan? Pangalan na lang. Ano? Gusto siguro magpalit ng name. Okay, anyway, sige po. Don't worry ma'am. I-verify na lang din i-validate na lang din ni school property coordinator. Yes, Sir Ray Chris. Hi, ma'am. Regarding sa dapat connect registration form, ano po ilagay namin sa work phone number? Since di po namin alam ang number ng new SIM. No, work phone number po is the name of the contact information of the school. So, let's say 993 or my cellphone number ba si school principal, pwede naman din yon as a school work. Yung saan po nagko-contact yung ating mga stakeholders to connect with your school. That is our work phone number. Okay?
Ma'am Jen?
Yes,
Um,
ma'am.
Doon sa registration, ma'am, nakalagay kasi na may DepEd email at saka personal email. Tapos if
Mhm.
in case, ma'am, walang DepEd email, ma'am, ano yung ilalagay, ma'am?
Um, Actually, dapat magkakaroon na talaga sila ng DepEd email. So they have to really register with the DepEd email. But for them, though, for those that, pwede nyo naman ilagay yung personal email nyo.
Pwede
Okay lang.
nilagay yung personal email.
Pwede nilang ilagay. Okay. Wala na. No more. So I guess we were able to answer the question. So sana wala nang mag-aano, no? Wait lang po as to kung tatanong niyo, ma'am, kailan natin kukunin? So more or less 23 onwards. But as to date, as to ngayon, wala pa pong nare-receive si Ma'am Marnie na SIM cards. So hindi po
Yes.
ako ang nagde-distribute ng SIM cards, si Ma'am Marnie po. Okay, pati as of now, wala pa po si Marning SIM card. And don't worry, mag-GC, may GC naman po yung ating mga school property custodian. Mag-a-announce lang po siya kung pwede na po kunin yung SIM cards. So if ever po sa 23 hindi pa po dumadating, hold on and be strong at darating lang din yan. Okay? So wag tayong magkulit. Baka meron ng medyo na-lock lang siya or na-trap lang sandali sa mga areas. Kasi yun ang problema ng central office ngayon. Yung the logistics cannot really go through a place because some places are in quarantine or in lockdown. So hindi sila basta-basta nakaka-pass through to deliver that. So hopefully you would understand situations, but don't you worry. Mabibigyan po kayo lahat. Yes, another last question from Mary Luck Exur. Hello po, may retired teachers po kami, then wala pa pong buys. Hindi po kami maka-avail ng slot para sa incoming new teachers po. Ma'am, ang question is, yung nag-retire, yun na po later on i-verify natin against sa warm bodies. Si Ma'am Marnie po ang mag-decide nun. Siyempre, pag retired na po siya, hindi na po natin siya bibigay. Pero as to the new teacher, wala pa pong identified, wag muna. Anyway, SIM cards registrations will be given every year naman po yan. Kunyari, pag wala, so bibigyan natin yung mga wala pa. Pero
And
as to date,
hopefully,
sino yung naka-register lang ngayon, yun lang muna ang meron.
yes po. And hopefully, Ma'am Jen, if in case na, for example, may vice siya by next month, hopefully meron pa rin ibibigay ang central office na link for the registration para ihabol-habol pa rin yung mga hindi pa nakapag-register kasi newly hired sila.
Oo. I think the SIM cards are enough.
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right. So, pag wala na po tayong mga questions, so feeling ko wala na tayong questions in behalf of our Schools Division Superintendent. Amarn, meron ka ba muna mga words or whatever before we are going to have an extra?
So far, ano lang, if in case may memorandum na po, just follow the schedule, pick-up schedule, so that hindi na tayo magka-problema during sa verification and distribution sa teachers ng SIM cards.
Okay, yes.
Thank
So,
you.
hold on and be strong lang ha. Huwag muna tayong magmamadali. Meron naman kayong mga cards dyan, sandali. Okay? So, in behalf of our Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Roy C. Tuvalia, and the Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, and of course, our Chief of Schools Governance and Operations Division, together with our OIC for the Asset Management Unit, and of course, our ICT team, I would like to say thank you everyone for your engagement and for your participation in this very quick clarificatory meeting on the SIM cards distribution. Again, as a battle cry of the Division of Zamboanga City, no hay cosa imposible, cree junto puede, nothing is impossible, believe together we can. Keep safe everyone. Okay, see you in our communications later on when our SIM cards will be on. Bye!